business and networking. So you'll find that we have a really strong business community that meets on meetup.com. If you're in business today, you want to make sure you bring all your friends to join meetup.com as well. I've been able to meet a number of really great people and business people through meetup.com, and I've been referring people back and forth a lot. I connect a lot of people through my groups, business-wise. Number two, the second reason why people come to meetup.com is for social reasons or to meet someone. So there's a huge social component to meetup.com, which not necessarily is related to dating or, to business and making money, but it's more so in terms of dating or in terms of going out there and just meeting people and connecting. Because people in the city here are a little too isolated. They don't go out as much or as often or as much as they want. So having a tool like meetup.com allows you to go out there and be social. So there are a number of dim sum groups out there, there's a number of dancing groups out there, there's a number of bubble tea groups out there that Humphrey runs. So yeah, people get together because they just want to go out there and feel like they're part of a group, a community. And the third reason why people come to meetup.com is because of sports or special interests. Sports-wise, because they want to get in shape. Special interest-wise, because they're really passionate about something. And in both these cases, it's because they want to change things for the better. So we have groups on, a rollerblading group just started, actually, today. We have a bicycling group. We have a hardcore fitness group. In terms of... hiking. And hiking group, yes. The hiking group is actually the largest in Vancouver. But it's because it was the first group, actually. That's why, we have people coming because they want to read books. We have people coming because they want to write books. So whatever your big idea is, it doesn't matter. As long as you're clear about it and you think you can find other people who are interested in that same idea, you can create a community around it. So how do people interact when it comes to meetup.com and in fact to large communities or any size communities? Well, people act through three ways. One, they interact through the organizer and the members. So I'm finding that I talk to a lot of you guys outside of our actual events. I get emails from you guys all the time, which is great. And whenever I come out to meetups, even if I'm not running it, usually at this point I know people in the room. So this is a chance for me to connect and interact with you. If you don't know me yet, please do introduce yourself to me and say hi. I do make it a point to try to get to know everyone as much as I can. The second way that people interact through meetup.com is through member to member. Now this is the strongest reason why people come. Because when you come to meetups, you're meeting people who have the same interests as you. So you're meeting people who can be your supporters or your peers or people that possibly you can sell to or people who might, you might buy from. So one of the strongest aspects of coming to communities like meetup.com is everyone around you. So if you look around, I guarantee you that if you really made the effort, you can walk out of here knowing at least 10 people who can become really great connections to you. So if you come out consistently to events and network, you'll meet so many great people that sometimes, maybe the topic or the event you're at isn't as important as you going out there to meet more people and expand your personal circle. Now the third way that people interact using meetup.com is through interacting with outsiders. So this is where myself or yourself might go interact with someone who doesn't know about our group, and you tell them about this, and then they come and join. I hear all the time from people coming to our groups for the first time, or maybe even never been to my group, where they say, oh, I heard about your group. Oh, I know who you are. Sometimes I'm walking down the street, someone will be waving at me. I'll wave back, but then I'll wonder, like, who is that person? Well, that's because if you have a good group, if you create something that people really stand by and really believe in, people will talk about you. Word of mouth is one of the most, if you read The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, the word of mouth is one of the most common and best ways for things to spread. Just like Seth Godin talked about the idea virus, that's also word of mouth. One of the ways that people in communities interact is by talking to other people who are not part of it to bring you in. And this is how groups grow. So this is why normally I encourage you guys to go out there and invite 2 friends to join a group. In fact, when you guys walked in, how many of you guys were given a business card, a little small business card? So, okay, who didn't get a business card? Okay, well, if you see Nicole in the back or Gurpreet, can you guys raise your hand? Okay, those two people there. They have a stack of business cards to give you. Now, these cards are not for you. They are for you to give to your friends to join the group. Why? Because one, I encourage you guys to, tell your groups about tell your friends about our groups, and two, by inviting the groups over, by inviting your friends over, one, they will be appreciative that you've connected them with such a great group. But two, the group itself becomes stronger and we'll be able to have more wonderful events. So in the end, everyone benefits from this. So tip number 3, sorry about the numbers. You want to give as much benefit based on your big idea as possible to get them coming back. And at the end of the day, they're coming back because of the benefits they get from connecting with each other or from connecting with the leader or the organizer so that they can benefit. All right. Now, can you make money with Meetup? This is a question which I get asked once in a while. And certainly, I see a number of people joining Meetup.com because they want to make money. Well, I believe that people like to buy, but they don't like to be sold. And I see this time and time again when people try to run Meetup groups and they try to, they just start a group and they charge $97 per event and no one goes. When you're starting a group, especially in the beginning, what people want is that they're not coming particularly, for you, or they're not coming particularly because they want to spend money and they just have too much lying around. They're coming because they want to benefit. Now, if you create as much benefit for them as possible and have them feeling that you're giving them tremendous value, well, at that point, later on, then you'll be able to try to monetize it if you want. So this is where you build credibility. You raise your profile, and people like what you have. So this is where, this could be anywhere from a few months to a few years down the line. But in my opinion, I don't believe you should really think about Meetup.com as a money-generating device, because in actuality, while there are a few groups down in the States that do make money, and I believe we could make money in Vancouver if we wanted to, it's a lot of work, and you're better off not using it and seeing dollar signs whenever you create groups. Think of it as a way to raise your profile. And I'll tell you more about what, for myself, my experience with Meetup is, when I first started doing this, I didn't really have anything to promote because I was essentially a lifestyle coach in relationships. So I started these groups as an experiment. I had a lot of experience building communities with men and lifestyle coaching and whatnot, but I had never built a business group before, and I just wanted to see if I could do it. So when I started it, I was able to connect people together. I gave great events, but I never tried to sell anything. Well, fast forward, about 8 months later, I started having people asking me what I did and how I could help them. So this is really where I started doing my marketing coaching, because I'd already been helping a number of my peers. And this is something that just grew and grew and grew to as recently as a few months ago. Now I get approached quite a bit by people who want help with the marketing. And I end up turning a lot of people away because now I'm on my next phase and creating something more. At this point now, and I also get approached by a lot of people who want to joint venture with me. They want to create an event where they can sell something in the end, or where they can sell something to the group by an email out. So I get requests almost every week from people who want to sell something. And it's come to the point now where this is something that I do. I don't know how anyone else does it. But I don't, even if people offer to give me a commission on what they're doing, I typically turn that down. What I do is I try to exchange, services. So if I do promote something, I don't want money from them, but I want to participate in what they have to offer. How many of you guys have been seeing my emails about the Art of Marketing happening this Thursday? Now, the Art of Marketing is a great event. There are a number of great speakers coming. And what's happening here is that I'm promoting this event to them in exchange for a really, really great group rate. So there's a benefit on both sides, because I want to go to this event, and they need people to know about this. So, in the past, I've been able to do full courses for free. I'm certified for SEO because I did some promotion for an SEO company that was doing some training. And they put me into a 1-week course, that the value of was about $3,500. So that was a really good win for us there. So I don't really recommend thinking about meetup.com as a way to make money, but just keep in mind that you can. Sometimes I have events where we have to charge because we have room rentals, and there are specific events where I hold where sometimes I might charge a little something which goes to pay the meetup fees, but you know, the benefits from not charging and not thinking about making money to yourself as a person is great, because by doing Meetup.com, I've been able to raise my profile quite a bit. I've networked with a number of great elite business thought leaders in the city. And by putting myself in the leadership role with Meetup.com, that forces me to become cognizant of what's going on around the city. So, you know, I've been able to build my leadership skills better this way. I've been able to network better, and I've been able to connect with great people, which in turn comes back to help me as a person. So think of it as a way for you to grow and develop your skills more so. So tip number 4, don't expect to make money from Meetup, but develop your leadership skills and raise your profile through it. And I encourage each of you to try to do that. When you start a Meetup group and you're assuming the role of a leader, you know, you really have to put yourself out there, but there's benefit to it as well. All right, so the third part of this is on networking tips. Now we're about to wrap up this formal presentation part, and I'm running a little late here already. So tip number 1, whenever you come to events such as this, I encourage you all to please smile and say hello to each other, because that's why you're here. And make the effort to introduce yourself to someone that you don't know. You know, every time I have events, I always ask you guys to meet 2 people that you don't know and follow up with them later on. Number 3, okay, number 2, hold on, sorry. So tip number 2 here is get to know someone. Now, you're here to make a connection. What you want to do is that you want to actually get to know someone, because another reason why I started groups like this is I got tired of going to networking events where it was a speed business card exchange. So people will walk around, give their card to you and walk away, or ask you for your card. They'll never talk to you, they won't ask you any questions. And I saw how futile that was, because previous to that, my work as a lifestyle coach in relationships taught me that this is not going to get anyone anywhere. You have to make that impression. You have to make that connection with someone. So, you know, one bit of advice I have for you guys is if you connect with someone here, or you start talking to someone, you guys get along, do your best to really get to know that person and vice versa, because it is from these connections here that people will remember you when they leave and the next time they see you. And after repeated exposure, then you guys get to really know each other. You know, I can look around the room and I definitely, you know maybe a good 30% of you quite, I would say, decently well. And, you know, so when I think of things, I will refer them to you if there's a right fit.